Hello everybody, in today's video we are looking at a set of Liveryman Mustang horse clippers. Just in for a general service. I've done them before, they're quite a nice set of clippers, quite like them. Bit of a strange way of taking the head off, but we'll see how we get on. So I'm Simon and welcome to Oakside Saddlery. So the first things then, fairly simple set of clippers. We'll do some quick checks before we even get them apart. So I can see there's a 3 amp fuse in there, which is a good thing for these as they're double insulated, so they can just see the red of the fuse. Molded plug, can't do nothing about that. I'm going to guess that these wiring is all right. Quick check of the cable, see if we've got any damage on them. They tend to get damaged where horses tread on them more than anything else, don't they? So this is all nicely tangled as always. Nice knock-ins. That looks good. Let's get this untangled thing and sort it all out. Don't want any of that. That up. So the head on these, you can see it's in there. They've got a fair bit of hair in it. Just a bit of movement on the tensioner there. We don't need the tensioner on. These unscrew. Sometimes these can be solid, utterly solid, especially as it goes. It's not too bad this time. So we unscrew this head. You can see the hair starting to appear from there. And the head comes off. That's how easy it is. So you can clean these quite easily yourself, really. Flush it out, drop of oil into the bearing in there, it'd be all good to go. Part on this side there, you've got vents through these. So what it does, it blows the air through the clipper there, and it blows it out through the head. The gearbox itself is separate, so you shouldn't really get any hair in there, but it blows it out through here, comes out through there, and then into your blades. And the idea is to help keep your blades a bit cooler. So we can see there's a fair bit of hair all trapped round. It's not too bad as it goes. Looks worse than what it is probably. So to get this part off, because this is the way this is made, it doesn't actually fit past. So to get that off of there is not some special technique. It won't fit past this end. It's a bit of brute force. You put your hand on it, you put a bit of weight on it, you squash it. As you squash it, it will flatten it out slightly and it will slide over the end of it. You then need to take this all the way up the cable and it fits out the end. Simple as that. It's not too bad, is it? These clippers are old school clippers and I much prefer these to some of the newer ones. Nice simple bits then. 5 screws in here. There's one in here I line up with. It's one done. Find the gap in there without the hair in it. 2 done. 3, 4, 5. So we've got all these out. So there we are, 5 screws. Air filter's fallen off then. As we can see from that air filter, this is blocked. It's full of dirt, full of grease, needs a good clean. You can clean these yourself, they just push off the back there. So again, take them out, flick them over, get the hair off, give them a wash under the tap, bit of washing up liquid or something, clean them up, let them dry, have another go. Getting these apart then, they are in 2 halves. You want them to all stay together at one side. And there we have the inside. Again, a proper set of horse clippers. You've got a proper design motor on it, bearings, brushes, all really nice and stuff the way it's working. So let's have a quick look at some of the parts then. This is your drive gear, so this fits into your clippers here. This is a bearing with the rubber O-ring, which is anti-vibration and seals the oil up from hair and that from getting inside. We have a fan. This is our motor. This part here is a commuter ring with the brushes on either side. Another bearing on the back of it. Again, another O-ring in there, which again stops a bit of vibration and stops it all moving around too much. This side here is where our circuit board is. So we have a switch. This has been replaced before. I know it's been replaced, I've done it. We have a thermo fuse, so the idea of this is it cuts out. If it gets too hot, it go pop, or if it gets short, it go pop. Underneath there is a capacitor or a condenser. Cable clamp, that must be in place. Cable sheath, it protects the cable, stops it flexing too much. This spring here again just adds a bit of pressure to the back of this motor, keeps it all nice and tidy. So when we're testing these, we need to hold all of these bits in to make sure we get a bit of spin, and I can feel that feels good. Commuter ring's not too bad, just needs a little clean up. Not too much in the way of hair. So I'm going to take these two screws out here, brushes out from there. So the first one, get these screws out. Actually, the first one, let's get these brushes out because otherwise they go pinging all over the place. So nice and gentle when these come out. They're not too bad, they're still there, they're okay. This one as well. And again, that one's not too bad, they're all still okay. Two screws on the end there then, a bit of weight on it. Oh, here we go, one that don't want to come out. So we can't force this. Oh, that one's tight. And I've just knocked something on the floor. Oh, that is tight. It's almost burred over. There it goes. Oh, that was tight. For some reason I've put my bigger screwdriver somewhere. I might replace that one. I've got a spare one of these, I think. So there's our wire free. There's a couple of bits in there that hold the wire in. Where did I put that screwdriver? So your live one and neutral, they're not too hard to remember. Unscrew that. Unscrew that. And now power cable should start to come away. It says it is. So to get these parts out then, brushes are free. We're going to lift up on this circuit board, free that all up. You'll see it's on there. And lift up on the motor. We tend to have to do both parts of the motor at the same time because it likes to trap itself. So the whole thing wants to come up. He says it doesn't want to come out. It is. Come across to it there. So we've got the two cases and the actual motor itself. So on that circuit board then, if we look on the back of it, there's that condenser. So this thing here is the often bit that blows. If they often stop working, it's usually because these are gone. So we're just going to have a little look to see if we can see any oily sort of substance around it. All looks pretty good going. Motor itself can come apart then. So this one here will come out of there. Just dropped an O-ring somewhere. There it is. I'll lift that O-ring off of there. So there's our motor there. Bearing feels good at that end. Bearing feels good at that end. So all in all, not too bad. Need a good clean up. Get rid of all that hair. Case looks all good. There's no damage to it. No cracks to the outsides. Nothing on there. These hold the brushes in place, so they're just, and again, another little tension a bit on it that holds them in there. Otherwise, one of my nice sets of clippers that I do like. I prefer the older ones to the new ones. Much more repairable, much more robust, and a much better motor. Bonus moment coming up then. I forgot to take the head apart. So we've got two little screws in here. We'll get these all apart and have a look at this. These are quite nice inside as well. So let's lose some of that. Lose some of that. Lose that. So we've got two little screws here. Just sit at the back there. One in there, one in there. I'm going to take them out. We should be able to get access to the rest of it. These can sometimes be a bit tight as well. So let's jam that in there. One there. One there. That's still going to be tight. And then this plate needs to come off. It has to come off like fairly square. It gets itself caught up quite often and won't free up the rest of the way. So you get, because of the lug in there, it catches hold of it and won't come off. Which is what it's going to do today. And little sausage fingers can't get his fingers in there. It goes. So that's our gearbox on the back of the clippers there. So the motor drive there, that drive shaft comes into that, turns that cog and just gears it down. Bigger cog, smaller cog, big cog. So it gears it down to make it go a bit slower than what that speed is. We can get these off as well. A little circle clip on there. Just going to pop that out. That went flying, but luckily I've recovered it. That gear there, so you can see here our gears work. Bigger gear is driven by a small gear, so there's things spinning fast, it takes this longer to go round. It drives a smaller gear in there, drives a bigger gear in there, which again slows it down. That can be cleaned out. These parts here, these are all pressure fitted on there. You can't get these apart without breaking everything, but they'll feel good. So bonus pit, me and my bonus bits. Excellent. See you all tomorrow. Bye. So enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I do promise I will do some level work stuff eventually. I keep forgetting. And enjoy the rest of your day. And check out part 2 as well. See you later.